Salute. So tonight we're Italian again. We're on our main course now. We're going to have two courses tonight. We're going to have dessert. Dessert's already made. Separate videos. This is going to be a chicken fettuccine Alfredo. So for that we need some fettuccine, and we made some of that earlier, some fresh fettuccine. And again, you can watch me how I made it. All right. So I've got a pan of water on the boil here, and we're just going to cook this off first. Okay, so just going to chuck that into the boiling water, and we're just going to cook it till it's al dente, and then drain it and just leave it on one side, and then we'll chuck it in with everything else. Now for the rest of it, you want some garlic, an onion, some chicken breast, skinless, flat leaf parsley, olive oil, salt, pepper, some single cream, butter, and some mushrooms. Now, do you know, wash my hands again now. I've gone for chestnut mushrooms because I thought they got that extra flavour. So, what we need to do is chop up our garlic finely. There's a bit of raspberry from earlier. I'll have to try. You'll have to watch the other videos to know what that's about. Finely chop the onion, slice the mushrooms, slice the chicken breast. Okay, so I'm going to get some of that done, and then I'll come back to you when we're ready to start cooking it all. Oh, and also by then, of course, I'll have had myself another beer because that one's almost gone. Okay, so our pasta's cooked, so I'm just going to drain that off. And then, like I said, I'm just going to let that sit there and keep warm. Okay, and now we're going to need our skillet. So, I've got the onion chopped, got the mushrooms chopped, got the garlic chopped. Just got to prepare the chicken, like I say, cut that into strips. Okay, so here we go, let's start cooking. So a couple of tablespoons of olive oil into the pan. Put it on a low to medium heat. And remember, this pan gets hot. I don't know what I'm telling you to remember it, because I'm the one who's going to be bloody picking it up. Okay, we're just going to season our chicken bits with some salt and pepper. And really now it's just a matter of chucking everything together. So wait for the oil to come up, and then what we'll do is we add the chicken and basically cook it for about 5 minutes until it's sort of starting to get cooked. Well, actually until it's cooked through, right? And then we're going to take that out, and we'll then start cooking the other ingredients, and then we start reassembling. Where's my dessert gone? Dessert looking good, dessert looking good. Might catch that later, or if you watch the other lot you'll catch it. So I've got my mushroom sliced. I've also chopped up some parsley, okay, because that will go in towards the end. And like I said, we also want some cream. Pardon me. Single cream, or if you're an American, half and half. Apparently, half and half doesn't count as cream for an American. This is a cream-free dish to an American. It's only got half and half in it. Well, half of it is cream, but never mind. So, just waiting for that oil to come up. Right, so in goes my chicken. And like I say, what we're going to do now is that's going to be cooked through, and when it is, we'll be removing it, ready for the next lot. Alexa, pause. Listening to Bruce, the boss, his latest album. We like this one, didn't like the last one so much. Right, so anyway, I had to pause it, because YouTube don't like that sort of thing, does it? So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to turn that heat down a minute, and I'll take the chicken out, I'll leave the oil and juices that are still in there, okay? And then what we'll do is once we've got our chicken out, I'll add a knob of butter. Why do you call it a knob? Anyway, I'll add a knob of butter and then melt that down. So the chicken will go back in towards the end. Okay, and then once that butter is melted, we'll start cooking off the rest of the ingredients. Bit of chicken trying to escape. Okay, get in there. Right, so there's me butter. There's me butter. Add the butter. Like I say, we'll let that melt, and then we'll start cooking the rest. Right, so that butter's all melted. So now we're going to add the chopped onion, finely chopped onion, and we're just going to fry that off. Just turn that heat up a little bit more. Fry that for about 3 minutes. Okay, and then we'll be adding in the mushrooms, and we'll just cook them for a little bit longer. Okay, they'll probably soak up most of this liquid, because they do tend to. That's why you don't wash mushrooms. Right? If you wash mushrooms, they just soak up the water, and then later it makes everything a bit more soggy. So you just wipe mushrooms clean. Right, so just going to saute these for about 3 minutes. Okay, just waiting for it to come up temperature, and then in will go the mushrooms. Can't eat this too. Right, so they've had about 3 minutes, they're getting a bit soft. So now we're going to chuck in the mushrooms. Okay, in they go. Get in there, little bugger. And we're now going to just mix them in there, and they're going to cook for about 7 or 8 minutes. Alright, they'll take a little bit longer because obviously they're bigger. Alright, and we will put the garlic in. Rather than cook the garlic early like we normally do, that will go in later. Alright, so now it's just a matter of stirring occasionally, keeping this all mixed in together, and just cooking the mushrooms through. So I think it's back to a bit of Bruce and beer. Alexa, play. Right, so I haven't cooked the mushrooms all the time yet, but I like my garlic, so I'm putting the garlic in now. Alright, so in goes garlic, and we'll just mix that in, and then about another 5 more minutes. Okay, and we'll be getting to the final bits. So remember, the chicken's already cooked, but it'll need warming back through. Pasta's already cooked, needs warming back through. We've just got our parsley and our cream to go. Okay, so go and check on Strictly, go and do whatever you like, have another beer, have another wine. And dear, watch this. See, I'm not going to carry on because I'm going to put Bruce back on. Alexa, play. Right, so the cream's starting to thicken up. It's got this boiling away, as it were. So now we're just going to add the chicken back. I'm going to mix that in. And I'm also going to put in there now the parsley. Now we can add some parsley at the end, a bit of garnish. We'll worry about that if we fancy it. Alright. So I'm just going to mix this in. I'm letting it going to warm through, because that chicken's been stood out for a little while. And then our final thing is we'll be putting the pasta in here. Like I say, we'll mix it through, and then it'll actually just sit in here and absorb them flavours. While I absorb the rest of the beer, and then I think we're on to the pecorino. Well, it was already on the pecorino. So hopefully I'm on pecorino. Alright, so anyway, I'll just let this warm through for a little bit. and then we'll get ready for the pasta. Okay, so we're now going to add our fettuccine back to the pan. Bit stuck to me. Okay, I'm just going to turn that heat down a bit. Now, all we're going to do is we're just going to mix it through, get the pasta, no, get the pasta all thoroughly mixed in with the sauce, the chicken, the mushrooms, the onion, the garlic, the parsley, the half and half. And then, like I say, what we actually do is then we just actually, well, just let it sit there for about 10 minutes. Okay, let the pasta get hot again. Get off that lid. We'll cover it over with the lid. Okay, we'll turn the heat off. Bloody going everywhere. And we'll just let it thicken up. DGI had another one of its blip out, so I just served some up. Okay, and I was just in the process of trying it for you when it decided to stop recording, and it hadn't recorded anything. So I've dished it out, so let's try it out. Pasta's alright, it's nice and creamy sauce, mushrooms are nice and cooked, but chicken cooked but crunchy. Well, chicken ain't crunchy yet. Very nice. Right, so that's our chicken fettuccine Alfredo.